that. So we're going to have to see. Has Mr. E figured it out?
I love Embo's pose. Hold on.
Yeah.
I got to take a call.
And of course, this is technically a team kill, as Mr. E is technically representing Washington, as he was Washington PR. But again, as he's kind of a nomad and moves around, not familiar. You know,
there's a reason why his flag on the icon is half New York, half Washington.
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah.
get the rep. We get the rep. We want to make sure everyone's area is represented. But as we say this, to get off to a start here, Embo in Embo form here, just really controlling the pace of the game, and with a pretty solid lead here to start off game one.
Yeah, it's tough because earlier we saw Mr. E getting that first blood drawn. However, the can is always an option you have to think about. Is it going to come fly towards you and get some kind of interruption? So again, Mr. E can't really play his traditional game plan that he has on the last few moments, and that's a tech, right?
Yeah.
Because Dolphin Slash is going to prime the can, and it hits below the ledge, and great awareness by Mr. E.
That B reverse can movement to get on the other side of Mr. E is very tricky, reminiscent of kind of some of that snake grenade movement. It just, Embo has just mastered this character. It's just really a joy to watch. Can coming out here, great DI for Mr. E to stay in it. Rage, Lucina, definitely a lot of things on deck to actually steal away this first stock.
and what can you do really if you're Mr. E? You know, all these setups are just hard to get around. I mean, you do have that sword, but I mean, it's just like Embo Z can basically get that damage up without taking that much damage himself, because I mean, these can and these gunners, a lot harder for like Lucina to even pray to think about getting in. It's going to be a tough time for Mr. E as the gunman takes down the stock.
200.
Yeah,
Finally!
That was really
Yeah.
lucky. So the gunmen are on a cycle of 5. This is going to be a lot of damage up tilt, going to confirm into that up air, trying to get that ping pong combo. But like I was saying earlier, gunmen's are random, and you go through the deck. So once you lose one of them, you can't get it until you cycle through all 5 of them. And that one is the fastest. So Mr. E wasn't really prepared. And the difference between each gunman is like significant. But
Right.
on the other side, that special move, Dolphin Slash, super good. Get off of me, and it's a kill. So you have to be really careful being next to Mr. E's shield. And Mr. E is not going to let this lead run away from him. We'll see if he can finally get into his game plan. But right now, it feels like every single projectile is being fired away at Mr. E.
Yeah, just really being able to keep Mr. E from getting a whole lot started. I mean, Mr. E's finding interactions, finding stray hits, but as we're seeing just in as far as percent, Embo has just been in a kind of comfortable lead the whole time. And as these trades continue here, it's just going to be really, really tough to bring it back.
Oh, the shield break. That will do it, and it's a stock. Even up that percentage, big boy. Now you're up a stock. Hey, 127 is a lot of percentage, but hey, I'd rather be up a stock than not.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great situational awareness. One of the difficult things that Duckhorn has to deal with is, you know, things are always exploding. He's always kind of in that close range with his own projectiles. So nice sliding F-tilt, missing the tech. But like I was saying, you don't really have a full shield a lot on either characters, and Mr. E was super aware of that using that shield break. Not sure if that shield poked or if he dropped shield a little too early, but getting that up tilt, following with that up air, and that's another move that's really good. You wouldn't expect a Duck Hunt to have like one of the best up airs in the game, but it's massive and
so
super
good.
disjointed.
Oh my god, like the amount of times I see Embo Z just finishing off stocks and then also racking up percentage with that aerial is so much. I mean, like over 60% of the time, if a stock is taken, it's up air. You know, I mean, obviously those specials also do damage, and Can is an amazing explosive like special, but that up air is so dang good. And as we can see, a little bit more, putting on a little bit more damage is Embo Z. Now, a little bit of a weird spot. You have to get off ledge, and the Can will help.
Yeah, when I was saying this wasn't a good matchup, this is kind of why. Once you're in the corner, you have a frame 1 can, but you explode yourself, right? You have no really good areas to contest outside of ledge, so you simply have to guess, right? But that is in Mr. E's skill set. But right now, resetting back to neutral, this is going to favor Embo Z.
Whoa.
That was the game.
And that's the game now.
Oh my
Mr. E
God.
takes the first one. Embo Z dropping the kill confirm, and Mr. E capitalizing off that with a bear from himself. And hey,
Yeah, and
Mr.
that's
E's in
just,
charge.
this, you know, Smash is a game of seconds and small interactions, and if Embo had been able to connect off the side, that was going to be the game one. But Mr. E able to connect with the back air of his own to close out game one. Very, very important in terms of the momentum, and especially given the history of the spread between these two. Mystery's got to be feeling really, really good. It was a hard-fought game, too, gosh. Just always having to fight through all those projectiles.
The big turnaround was that shield breaker, right? And it all comes down to how you approach Duck Hunt, because it feels like there's always 3 people staring at you. You have the can, you have the gunman, and you have the pigeon to all worry about. So getting in isn't always the easiest thing, but once you are, you have to make the most of it. And getting a kill at 67%, I'd say you're doing a pretty good job. Mr. E showing why he's such a strong player and why he was so dominant in pools.
All the gunmen's putting up a wall, and we're starting to see it. Oh, yeah, but that up B, just a really, really good get-off-me option to keep that combo from getting out of hand. And Mystery, again, starting off with a really solid...
Ooh, the pigeon. Oh, trying to get the second part of the pigeon, but luckily Mr. E was able to Dolphin Slash up and out of that scenario. Can send him off stage. Kind of a scary place. Setting up some type of can and gunman confirm. Oh! That would have been bad, but luckily Mr. E was able to get off that. It just feels like this can means so much. You know, if you get these can confirms, that could be a stock at any time. But again, can is not the best usage in this matchup, as you were saying.
Right. I mean, it's good in all regards, but, you know, Dolphin Slash and Fair being such a huge problem. And that's another thing, too, is, like, if you want to use it, you kind of have to give up the space so Mr. E gets all that center stage control, and that means that any hit means that MboZ gets sent flying off into the blast zone. And right here, we can see Mr. E going so deep, but nice recovery by MboZ. We've seen that 2 times right now, where he's expertly weaving, but it doesn't matter. That ledge trap by Mr. E is too good and takes the first stock of this game. And we'll see. Nice. You don't want to DI in on down throw because up air is true afterwards, so good matchup awareness by Mr. E, and that's kind of the nice thing, right? He's going into this matchup with that matchup experience, and he can fix the things that he's messing up on previously in the set, right?
Yeah, Embo really needs to figure out how to close out this stock, because as this slowly goes on and they chip back and forth at each other, Mr. E is going to start to run away with this, and Mr. E's just figuring out how to make the can way less of an issue. Obviously still getting hit with it every once in a while, but just keeping it away. And just when you're just dealing with just the dog, you're not dealing with a very strong character. It's all the things in Duck Hunt puts together that makes it a oppressive wall. But it's living to 174, and now Embo very much in kill percent.
Yeah, that one, it hits. One of the things you'll never see Duck Hunt really get is kills off of stale can. Because it's such a big neutral tool, it never really has the kill power that you would expect. So expect people to live to, like, 140, 150% if MboZ isn't killing off of up air tilts. So it's more of a damage builder than an actual kill confirm. But speaking of kill confirms, that Dancing Blade, really smart usage, going to send MboZ off the right blast zone, and that's going to be big damage. Okay, answering right back. We'll see if MboZ can make the comeback with his last stock of this game.
And the can is going to be a setup. The gunman sending him off stage to see if he can just restart the situation. Mr. E is not keen to let that happen, but MOZ getting a little down tilt to send him off stage quite again. What are you going to do with all these pigeons? The gunman, the can, the back throw into the can. Really smart play by MboZ, the pigeon. Ooh, dropping the back air again. That would have been a kill, but unfortunately that hitbox is not going to quite get there.
Can't help but think if that was a different gunman, he would have gotten the follow-up with that down tilt. But 154%, a lot of the kill confirms. Still looking, he gets that fair, send him off stage. We'll see if a can connect going on that platform. I like the usage of his sword. You don't have to be too scared of the can flying at you if you have a disjointed hitbox that can swat it right back, but still keeps it tricky. Tries to go for that anti-air with Duck Hunt up air right now. Mr. E playing it safe, going for the trade. And right now, if you're MboZ, this isn't looking too bad, but Mr. E, if he can grab a little bit more percent, you're looking really good in this next stock. But trading finally, but that can is going to rack up a little bit more percent. 67% for MboZ. Not the hardest comeback, but we'll see if Mr. E has anything to say about it.
Absolutely. The nice sweet spot down air. Not able to get a whole lot off of it, but now the edge guarding for Mr. E, which is typically one of his main strong suits, just keeping Embo in disadvantage, having trouble getting off ledge. 117, and that's going to be it with the up B.
Just like that.
This is a very different, like, I have seen these two play a decent amount, and this is a very different looking matchup than what we've seen before. Mr. E is being really good at swatting the can away, and it's like instead of getting hit, still getting hit, but instead of getting hit by 8 cans, maybe he's getting hit by 3 cans. And it's that lack of those damage being tacked on, and the lack of Embo being able to control as much space with all of the things Duck Hunt can do. and Lucina being able to do what she does best, with throw out those disjointed aerials and buttons that take advantage of the fact that once you strip away the projectiles and the zone control, the dog is not the best by
Exactly.
himself.
What is the dog doing without the cannon, without the gun? It can't do much, you know. But now, as I'm saying, no, I mean the can save you, but with all these fast arrows, it just feels like Ammo cannot do as much. As Earth was saying, this matchup is not good.
I mean, you can kind of see why, right? The disjoints are doing a lot to get Mr. E this space. Usually it's much harder to box nice up throw onto the platform. Doesn't get a follow-up, but like I was saying earlier, disjoints are really good at swatting the can away, and it's all about if Embo Z can control the stage, like Goose was mentioning earlier. And here we kind of see it. Battlefield's a really good stage. You have platforms on both sides, and you can kind of keep people in the air for a really long time. But likewise for Mr. E, nice call, the jump with that nair, nice and meaty, setting the gunman up, and that trap, right? There's a can above you, the duck hunt's covering, and the gunman is shooting at you. Nice maneuverability. Embo Z showing what he's got, but right now Mr. E is so clinical, so smart, and let's see if he can get the follow-up, but doesn't now. The side switch, I don't know if he has a jump. Yes, he does. Touch the stage. That's going to be good for him, but again, disjoints are super good against them.
Smacking the can into Embo's face and just saying, like, I could... The can interactions, man, it's funny. You have to be cognizant of it at all times, and these uppies coming out have just been so effective just to keep Mr. E in stage control and to get kills. It's going to be really, really important if Mr. E can secure this first stock. Both players very much at kill percent.
It's basically like whichever one gets the next killing blow, you know. And a lot of Duck Hunt's moves just don't do the best at killing, especially like when you're basically throwing each other to the other.
Oh! Die off the can!
Hey, as I'm saying this.
Let's go, both players.
Hey. Great kill by the can right there to get a double kill. Incredible use by the can.
Yeah, finding the trade, you see that happen a lot, especially because Duck Hunt doesn't have immunity to his own can explosion. So if you just walk up and prime the can, both players can definitely get sent flying just like that. Going for that double kill is going to favor neither player, really. I think both players have been relatively equal right now. Oh, this is a huge pigeon combo. Doesn't decide to go for the downer, decides to follow up with the safe damage. Gunman, that's the long one, but Mr. E
putting the pressure on.
Yeah, putting the pressure on. Oh, this is a pigeon. We'll see if he gets another one, but deciding to not go for two because Dolphin Slash is a very good interruption to the pigeon liners.
And all of a sudden, Embo showing some real signs of life on this particular stock. It's Mystery's having trouble getting down off these platforms. It's been Embo in the driver's seat, and now very, very clearly in the lead. Lots of kill options on deck. What is that?
Oh, the reversal of the cannon. That snare will take that stock, and Embo Z reverses the momentum of this game. Can he keep us up? The can into the up air. Can he get more? The can staying up on the platform. Let's see what we can do off that. A little bit of that priming it. Mr. E's not keen to let that happen. We see a little bit of life from Mr. E, but the F smash will take him off, and Mr. E is in a bad scenario right now.
Bad scenario indeed, but you know, all it takes is
Pigeon?
a couple of hits. Oh,
The pigeon?
Second
The
one.
up air?
That's gonna go off the top. Not enough rage, but it's super close to Battlefield, showing why it's a good stage. But that pigeon's gonna flub. We'll see if Mr. E can come back. Dolphin Slash on the other side. Just reset the situation. Tries to go for the ledge jump, but you're in between a can and a dog. Let's see if you can find your way out. Mr. E with the position swap, not really favoring him. I mean, we saw it earlier. He wasn't down and out, even though he was behind in that game one. And right now, it's all about getting back. Dolphin Slash really good at dealing with the can at the ledge, trying to throw pigeon, no follow-up, and that's going to be another trade.
Just Dragon Ball Z's as much as you can.
But at 146,
oh my God!
And it live in 173. I mean, you know, miracles are possible, but it's going to have to be a literally perfect stock for Mr. E to make this happen. And yeah, we're still alive. Oh yeah,
it's a stale.
Stale, right? You're right.
Yeah,
like you said.
Stale.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh.
Wait a minute. This game is not over quite just yet.
Lucina, 70%. Shield breaks on deck. Spikes are on deck. Mystery's really good at hitting that window, 80%.
The can of beans is going straight back in, and that's not going to kill quite just yet. It's so stale. This piece of bread has been out on the counter for too long.
That was so well placed.
Embo Z.
I love how you mentioned the angling there, just to secure that exact placement to make sure it's hitting.
Signs of life is coming from Embo Z, and the crowd has came to life for this set. Again, hey, 2-1. We saw Mr. E domination, and then it felt like MOZ was finally getting what he wanted to get, you know? It's like the opportunities are now shining, and finally there's some cracks in the armor that Mr. E has so legendly have.
Yeah, it's, there's a lot of adaptation there. Obviously, Mr. E still very much in control of the set overall. Embo having to run it all the way back, do the reverse 3-0 sweep. And that was a hard fought, up until the very end. So, Embo's got to be thinking, like, what is some of the counterplay to the counterplay that I am experiencing right now? The way that Mr. E is being able to navigate around my projectiles, getting caught, frankly, with a lot of those up Bs. And, yeah.
Mr. E's is punching you in the face.
I love that pose.
I love it. Just pff. Town City.
Town City's a good stage. You get that FD formation, but you get that earlier kills and makes that edge guard that Mr. E has been showing off that much more deadly. It's going to get those kills a lot more earlier. However, on the same vein, MOZ has that backer, has that F tilt, but we've seen him kind of struggle to get kills, and that's kind of, the nature of the character. That's going to be a big combo. Doesn't get the follow-up with the dash attack. Going to keep that can on the side, deciding to opt and blow it up. But right now, the combo game is going to Embo, and this is kind of what happens, right? You start at these high percentages. This is a very weird character that can rack up tons of damage with all these projectiles, but, swatting away. Mr. E keeping it simple, nice down air into the F smash, going deep one more time, doesn't find it, but tries again one more time. And
the down smash, taking the stock very early. Again, traditionally in this set so far, Mr. E's stocks have lasted for so long, but that is crucial to take it at that low percentage.
Yeah, only just now getting the 100%.
And the back air claps back, baby.
Claps back on this stage. Very, very small side blast zones. Oh, we could see some spaghetti here on the side platform. Welcoming in here.
The up air, getting a little bit more damage. Mr. E said, no, get off of me. I'll hit you with a little bit of that dash and attack. Oh,
right,
pigeon?
Wake up, pigeon!
Oh, missing the blitzer right there. First time he's ever done that, by the way.
Oh, that's a tech situation and doesn't find the other one, but nice DI from Mr. E. Going to make that back air follow-up harder. Using the pigeon on the beans, but doesn't find anything else. Nice fair. This is where Mr. E strives, but right now, Embo doing such a good job of fighting out of the corner, but from one corner to the other. Nice nair one. Try to get no follow-up. Tries to go for that S smash that definitely would have killed. It's so scary to be on Town and City. Can protecting his low. Nice tilt to get the can away. Swatting it towards him. Gunman gonna shoot at Mr. E. Tries to go for a roll read. Doesn't find it. Fast Gunman again. Getting lucky, or maybe just being really aware of his Gunman cycle. Embo has fought for a really long time to get off this ledge, but decides to finally roll away and reset the situation.
And just like that, the situation has kind of reset, but throwing him off, and a little bit of that gunny action, and the can of beans explodes in Mr. E's face, and now Embo Z has a bit of an advantage. Going to the next stock, Mr. E sending him off stage. Not good spot if you're Embo Z. Mr. E can go down there, and luckily air dodging back the ledge is this duck hunt. Can he get back? The can of beans not going to save him right now. Air dodging through every single time he's air dodged back the ledge. He somehow made it back, and sooner or later this might not work, but so far it's working. The pigeon into the up smash, catching a little bit more damage on that interaction. The back air setting him off in the corner. Mr. E saying, hey, I don't want to be in this corner. I don't want to be in this alley. Get away from me. I'm going to the general street. And just like that, we are tied up in stocks. Lembo's last stock of the winner's side potentially.
Yeah, and that's great usage of the gunman. That long gunman gonna allow MOZ to do some really good setups. Oh, air dodge.
No air dodge, that's not good!
He has his jump,
Yeah.
And that's going to be up tilt, up air, 100%. That's not enough damage for any kind of kill confirm, but let's see if he lands the pigeon. Gets one, back air, going to send him off stage. Mr. E having to get past this ledge trap. We're seeing it, the MOZ so far has dealt with the situations much better than MOZ.
Oh,
that can catch for the 2-frame, setting it high, join for the anti-air, and that's the air dodge read, but doesn't get a follow-up, misses the tech, a little bit of spaghetti, no follow-up from Mr. E.
And there, not going to do it yet. Oh, the can catching it just like that.
Where was that?
I don't know.
It was on the top right platform. Had
that's right.
Barely enough health. Once you set it into that fire state, it has a little bit more survivability. You can extend it by pinging the can even more. That was a great anti-air from a million miles away.
I know.
That was
Oh yeah. Embo just chugged water. He goes, I'm gonna need a little bit more.
Remember,
liquid for this
everyone in
last one."
chat, go get some water. Make sure you stay hydrated. It was real hot here yesterday. We had to stay super hydrated. Drink your water, drink your juice, your milk, or whatever you do.
Any liquid you have, put it in your body right now, because hey, we are now in for another Game 5 scenario between Mr. E and Embo Z. I love it, that rhymes. Oh, it just feels so good. But we're going to Hollow Bastion for this Game 5 scenario. The Gummy comes out, not quite yet. Hey, forward throw into the dash gets a little bit more damage, and Mr. E trying to do a
Up
little
throw,
bit of
yes,
damage.
that's a
The
nice
beans,
combo.
The beans, get all that damage in. That's what Duck Hunt is good at doing.
I wouldn't call Duck Hunt a puppet character where he's controlling another thing. However, it's really close, and that awareness to go for up throw instead of anything else to get that follow up is so. It just shows how much mastery Embo has over Duck Hunt, and it's so hard for Mr. E to get in. Hollow Bastion, I think, is a relatively good stage for Duck Hunt. No tech, nice situation, doesn't panic and air dodge, goes for that up air. Nice dolphin slash. Mr. E being aware that the multiple particles, you have a little bit of space, and sometimes you can get that dolphin slash down tilt, poke him away, send him off to the other side, set up your projectile, set up your wall. But sometimes when the can goes over the other character, it's kind of hard because now you no longer have that frame one option. Get off of me, fair. Gonna send the can off. Hopefully get another one. This is gonna be a
pitch,
kill
and that's a
confirm.
back air. And just like that, Embo Z has the stock advantage going into this last game. Mr. E only has 2 more stocks to play with. If he wants to stay on the winner side of this very stacked bracket, you do not want to go to losers. And Embo Z knows that. He's put on so much damage.
Yeah, really getting just in control of this Game 5. And I don't know what Mr. E needs to change up here, but I think there's just been a little bit of a kind of an adjustment here from Embo in terms of being able to consistently set up his game plan.
Nair.
Getting up into that Nair, though, Mr. E keeping it very close.
Oh, but the can of beans will hit and just keep on adding on damage. Nair sends him off stage. Another potential snare for the pigeon into the back air, sending him off stage. Gotta get back to stage with the can of beans with the pigeon. Will put on even more damage. My goodness, attacking on as much as you can. The Dance Blade saying Embo Z off stage. So far in the scenario, the fair will get them off stage. And can you get a little bit more? Can you get a little bit more?
Yeah, speaking like what Mr. E needs to change is these ledge traps need to start going in his favor. It feels like Embo Z gets away with it just like that, right? We see multiple times where he just keeps getting away. Mr. E probably not aware. Fast Gummin again!
That's what you need to get! You got the draw, and the draw, boom, bow, getting that stock. Last stock scenario for Mr. E and this winner's side, going very deep to try to get something to air dodging back.
Great
sledge.
recoveries by Embo. Oh, the flub by Mr. E, but finally getting the Dancing Blade. Gonna send him up, try to go for a shocking situation. But again, Embo Z
parry.
somehow gets off of the ledge multiple
Oh,
times.
the call with the
Smash,
down
send him to the
smash!
right.
This is the last stock scenario out of winner's side for both of these players. Very close set so far. Getting up on the platform. You don't want to stay on the platform for too damn long. Now, Mr. E is throwing out this sword as much as you can. Dash attack, using those F tilts, those long disjoints that Lucina has to really get the
What a tricky
beans.
setup!
Wow, extremely tricky setup, but not getting much off of that. The falling fair doing a little bit more damage, and down throw into air dodging through that. That's what you want to do. It's just a whole bunch of like, hey, we're going to throw an aerial and see what hits, and just everything. They're using all their defensive options to get through as much as they can. Canna Beans trying to protect Embo Z on this ledge. That's a really good read from Mr. E.
Nice get up attack. I can't believe you have the balls to do that right here. But the up air ladder's going to try to get off the center platform.
Whoa.
But now, again, last stock, both players winner side bracket on the line. Fair swatting. Embo Z away. Neutral get up one more time. Dolphin slash is gonna take it, and Mr. E pops off.
Wow, take a seat, get up, and finally taking the set over Embo Z is Mr. E, and his winner's side bracket lives. Wow, what a showing by